How's it going, my pool playing friends? Adam here for another video. This was recorded on my birthday in the year 2024. I'm not sure when I'm going to be releasing this. I'm narrating this in about a little less than 2 months after my birthday in 2025. I titled this video, How to Play Your B and C Game and Still Win. So if you ever had it where you're not playing, you're not on. You know you're not on. You know you're just not there. This was, and I hate to keep mentioning this in every video, but I kind of need context. This is right in the height of me being like the height of sickness. When I was just coming off, starting to feel better. Still very, very shaky, very dizzy. And in fact, in one of these videos on this day, I don't think I caught it on camera. If I did, I'm gonna have to edit it out, but I had to sit down because I was almost ready to black out. But anyway, there are times when you're not going to be playing your A game. In fact, I would say a majority of the time you're not playing your A game. What separates the pros from all the rest of us is the ability to win when you're not playing your A game. My joke is that my A game is a 700 Fargo, my C game is a 300 Fargo, and I don't have a B game. But I've been working on that over the years. The real trick is, how do you win when you're not playing your A game? Because when you're on your A game, nothing's going to go wrong. You're going to do everything you meant to do, make every shot you mean to make some shots you shouldn't probably have made, and that's really like. I think Mark Wilson has said it, like the real way to win a tournament is make the shots you're supposed to make and some of the ones you're not supposed to make. You're going to be really hard to beat if you do that. So in this, let's get over to the table here. In this one, we're playing 8-ball. We're doing a race to 5. I forgot again to put the scoreboard on the lower left corner. I apologize for that. That will be changing, or you've probably already seen a video by now that will be changing. We leg for break. I somehow win the leg, and I'm that close to the rail, so I would say that's a pretty good leg. I'm giving Matt a spot here, a 2-game spot, race to 5. I believe at this time our Fargo's, mine dropped to 631 and his was about 480, 475, 476, somewhere in there. Fargo's been really weird. I was in the 650 range, like when I played Drew, and I'll put a card to that up here. In Arizona, I was a 654, 655, somewhere in there. Since then, I've taken second in a tournament. I've taken first in a tournament, and because of those 2 tournaments, I dropped 20 points. As of today, I am a 635. I don't know. So let's get started here. I broke dry because that's what I do. And Matt has a good looking table here. I would say stripes look better because of where the 8-ball is. By the way, blue Gatorade 0. And mainly these 4 balls, the 3 is the toughest ball to get out of there. The 8 would go off the 6. You know, you play the 6 down here and stop shot and play the 8. But you got to get to the 3, and you have to get that out of there. And there really was no way to do that. So Matt went for stripes here. I kind of agree with that. I mean, solids are workable. Everything. There's no 2 balls touching. There's nothing touching a rail. But I think for that cluster and that reason alone, I think I like stripes better. I think Matt made a good decision here. You start out with the ball on the side, take the 14, come down for the 12, and then kind of work back up. The 9 looks like a little touchy, but if you can play, the 12 is obviously going in here. If you can play like here, he can get on the 15 in the side, assuming that goes through all that, and then have the 9 here. I think that's the most obvious way to go. You could aim the cue ball right at the 7 here. Same idea. He went a little bit behind. I don't know now if he has the 15. I think when you're looking at a position window, you have to look what happens if you hit it too far, what happens if you don't hit it far enough. It does look like he has a 15. He may have to play this off the 10, just based on the fact that he doesn't have enough of this 15 ball. We'll see here. Nope, he got it straight in. There's a couple of different ways to do this. Now he actually got a good angle on the obvious shot is a 9, and maybe just draw back to where you are. But If he plays the 11 here, then a cue ball is going to naturally come out one rail here. He could play the 10, have the cue ball come naturally out in between the 8 and the 3, get back on the 9, and then that 9 leads to the 10 really easily. I kind of like that better. This probably was... What we usually do is Matt comes over before lunchtime. We play some games to warm up. We may play a set, but nothing gets recorded at that time. We're just kind of catching up in the week or days that we haven't seen each other, and just family stuff and personal stuff and stuff like that. And then we go to we have lunch. It's been barbecue lately, and it's been giant platters of awesome big huge food. LD's in East Troy, Wisconsin, highly recommended if you've even heard of that city, of 4,400 or whatever there is. And then we come back and we play, and usually we don't even warm up when we get back, and we just turn the camera on and start going. And so the games after we get back sometimes are pretty rough, but I want to get both of us in the situation where if we're at league night and we get there late or something happens, we can just pick up and play. In fact, one of Matt's best nights he had was his kid had some kind of sporting event, and he showed up about 20 minutes late, missed his first game, so we just kind of skipped him. We went back without any warm-up. He took a dry break and ran out, so I told him he's never allowed to warm up again. Back to the game here, he got a little too far on this 10 ball. He needed to be pretty straight on it, so the pocket line's there. He wanted to be very close to this angle. I don't think he can hold this now. It's tough. Trying to draw into the 3, maybe. This is a rough spot because he's going to have to hit something, and I don't think he can draw into the 3. I think he's going to have to go into the 8. I don't think he can avoid going past the 8. For that reason, I might look to take it down here and bring the cue ball out, but that's really hard too. Slow down. He got good on this. He got the 9. I don't know if it goes past the 8 here. My nice curved line means it can go, so all I have to do is masse the object ball, which isn't a thing. He can also go... I'm going to try to draw this line here, if that makes any sense. Hit the 9 into the rail, hit the 8, go off. The problem there is, where does the 8 go? Where does the cue ball go? If you can follow it a little bit of inside, bring the cue ball here past the 4, you should have a shot in the 8. That might have been what he tried. Hard to say. I'm looking around. The only real shot I have here, unless I can make the 2, I don't think I can get the 2 because of the 5, is taking the 1 ball here. Although I'm looking kind of at the 2, so maybe I can get the 2. I think I like that the best. Just trying to warm up my hand and my arm here. It's winter in Wisconsin, and it's terrible, and I hate it. But I lived here my whole life, so it's my fault. So I need to address both the 6 and the 4 because the 8 balls block. 8 and 9 are blocking this pocket. I shook my head there. I didn't really like that. I thought I was... I kind of like taking the 3 here and floating down for the 4. But when you're not playing your A game, you tend to make mistakes both playing and execution and thinking. Thinking actually is probably if you have your shooting system down, and yes, I'm still working on that video, or maybe I've already released it by the time this came out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. As I mentioned in a couple videos ago, and I'll put actually a link to my first video of 2025, even though it was recorded in 2024. I mentioned that I have a backlog of videos. Right now I have 16 that I'm working on. That wasn't bad. That was kind of the same thought of taking the 3 and following it. I can get the 4. I can go a number of different ways here. If I can just go up here and play the 6 on the side, I like that the best. I didn't, and I was trying to get up here for the 6, and I missed. and now I'm goofy on all 3 balls. Like I can make the 6 here, I can make the 5 here, I can make the 3 here, but they're all kind of going, like the 6 is going into the 5 has to go down this way, the 3 is going up this way. Just kind of a little bit off on every shot. 5 is probably the obvious one to take. Probably want to come around 2 or 3 rails and get on the 3, or underhit it and do this. Yep, that's the problem here. I noticed I'm also not looking at my secondary, I don't know what I want to call it, my second leave. So if I'm shooting the 6 right now, the 3 ball is going to be the second leave. And just as a part of my shooting system, I like to look at both the shot I'm taking and the leave for the next shot. Now, when you're playing a game, especially rotation, you should be thinking 3 to 4 balls ahead. But that's not going to be precise position as what I do looking 2 balls ahead. I'll explain that someday. So it looks like I'm getting out here, and you may be saying, well, Adam, if you're playing your B or C game, how is it that you just ran out? And I don't know what I'm pointing at with Matt here, but just wait. Like I said, it's a race to 5, and this video is almost an hour long, or over an hour, depending on the recorded one is like 54 minutes or something like that. But we'll see. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and I actually play really well in this match. It just felt like I wasn't playing well. Took a bunch off that break. I don't think I made a ball. Nope. I got the typical pool player hand flip of disgust, and many uses for the pool player hand flip. I've seen Shane Van Boening do it 3 or 4 times in a row and then run out. So it's body language in pool, you can definitely tell a lot about how a shot's going to go, or how a play is going to go, or if somebody left themselves right based on body language, not body English. Body English is that thing that all we all do, and as we get older, we hurt our backs trying to move the cue ball that we can't do with our physical or mental state of mind. Matt is going with the all green Adidas wear today. I don't know if the pants are Adidas, but he has the green look going on. I have the blue and neon yellow K-Swiss pickleball shoes. I have never played pickleball or been near a pickleball or even really know what a pickleball is. But thank you, Facebook ads, for showing me those shoes, and they look cool, and they're just not the greatest as far as comfort goes. And I would imagine running around on a court chasing a pickle or a ball would not be very comfortable. So Matt started out with stripes here. If he can get to the 14, that was great, because I think he can come. I know it looks like it went into the 1, but if he can come just 1 rail straight back up, he wants to leave on the 13. If the 11 goes past, that's also a shot to get on. But you want to clear this 13 out of here so you can get the 12 ball, because you don't want to take that combination. And people are saying, why? The combination looks pretty easy. Well, it's good practice to just not shoot combinations. Little light on the follow through and the stroke, which meant not as much power, and the cue ball kind of drifted into the 7 instead of, if you put more top on it and follow through, it comes straight back up this way. Did I mention blue Gatorade Zero? As part of my whole health escapades, I actually had a doctor tell me that the shaky, dizzy feeling I was feeling was probably low blood sugar, and that I should have a candy bar like a Snickers before I play pool, and that would help. The 11 might have gone, but not that way. So life lesson 101, or life lesson, pro life lesson, no, pro tip, life tip, there we go. If your doctor tells you to eat sugar as a way to make yourself feel better, you probably should not listen to him or her. Matt's cold, putting on a sweatshirt. I'm cold right now, but basement is much colder than the rest of the house. which is actually good in the winter time because you're moving around wearing a sweatshirt or something. I don't want to get too hot. That was rough. I hit about a half diamond in. Didn't get anywhere near the position I wanted on the 3, which is more up here, so that I could just drift around for the 6. And this is what a B game is going to look like. When you're normally used to being able to get good on your position lines, and you can't, no matter how hard you're struggling, you may be able to make all the shots, but as people know, in all pool games, 8-ball rotation, whatever, and by rotation I mean 9-ball, 10-ball, are typically the 2 that we play. We have not played 15-ball rotation yet, but we might. You're chasing position, and if you miss one position line, the next one gets a little bit worse, next one gets a little bit worse, next one gets a little bit worse. If your shot making isn't up to par, you tend to not be able to run out. There's a lot of people who say, well, I think I have a mental block in my pool game because I can run 5 or 6 balls and I can never fully get out. My argument there is that it's probably not a mental block as much as a fundamental or a pattern block. Sure, there's times you just get in your own head and you choke, but most of the times it's going to be you pick the wrong pattern or your fundamentals aren't there where you can do a repeatable, consistent stroke. I know some of you are like, well, what is up with this guy? He's running out here. It looks like he's going to be out on this rack. How is he saying he's playing a B and C game? Just wait. I don't remember much of this session other than I wasn't happy with it. So there. Another example of I'm on the wrong side of the 4 now. I can make the 4, sure. This is a 75% shot, maybe 70. But then I need to find a way to get on the 1 or the 2. Probably going to have to kind of stun this out and back. I can't really draw it because it's going to go into the 8 or probably the 12. Now, if I could hit the 12 solid, I have a shot in the 1. But I'm going to do that. I think I'm okay in that I have a shot on the 1, but now I move the 13 into a place where I can't make the 2 ball. The cue ball is naturally going to go this way. So what I need to try to do here, not only can I not reach it now, I have to use the extension. I have to make the 1 through this little channel tunnel window here, which isn't bad. But then I have to try to hit the 2 in a way that gives me a shot on it. This is what happens when you go from playing like my ghost videos where I'm running out somewhat consistently to not. And the problem with that shot is exactly what you just saw there. The double kiss was huge. And then when the double kiss happens, a lot of times this happens where they go straight up and down from each other. I don't have a cut here. I don't have a bank. It's sitting so close to this cushion that I can't bank it here. Well, I could probably bank it right here, but I can't bank it in the pocket. The double kiss on the bank is huge. I can't straighten it out with inside English. I can't really do much. I could maybe 2-rail it up here, but now we're talking 10% shots. I could bank it into the side. Now we're talking less than 10% shots. I don't know. I guess that's what we're going to call. I don't think the 4-railer was on from there. I think the 9 and the 8 were in the way because the 4-railer would have had to go, well, this is the first rail, 2, 3, 4, and I think the 8 was in the way. The 10 is also big. The 9 is also big with that. Yeah, not a very good... So I'm not going to bank it back into the side. I'm going to try to go in between the 13, 11 and kick this in. Now, I've seen a lot of people with an open table, let's say the 13, 11 weren't here, take this kick. And I don't like this shot at all. It's, as it is, I hit it. I wasn't really close to making it, but the percentage is so low there that you're going to sell it a lot. And if you're curious on what I mean by this whole playing my B game, go back, rewind this a little bit to the beginning of the rack. Now I just leave. Like, I'm out of here, Matt. That's it. I'm leaving. I'm going home. Well, actually, I am home. I was home. I am home now. I was home then. So I don't know where I'm going. Probably just to the bathroom or get some water or something. Unfortunately, Matt gets sharked by me leaving. Actually, he just poked at that. So I'm just going to fast forward this. We're going to watch Matt on his phone a little bit. I would have cut it if I was gone. Like, oh, I know what I was doing. I was getting my Predator jacket because it was cold. Because Matt made me cold by putting on his sweatshirt. We had some really weird weather. Today was like 20 out. By Friday, it's supposed to be 41. And then Sunday, high of 7. With 20 and 30 degree winds, which is a wind chill of below 0 something. I got pretty good on that ball. All I had to do was play a center ball, touch of draw. No side spin on that one, just to bring it forward or to the rail and back. And hit that one rough to the pocket, but I did make it. So yeah, what I was saying before I left in the video, go back and look at that last rack and watch my position. Watch where I should have gotten, and then watch where I actually got, and you'll see that I was off on almost every single positional shot. I'm also not making a ball on the break, which has been an issue my entire pool playing life. And the more, it seems like the more work I put into the break, the less I'm able to make a ball. And then you're sitting at the pool hall and you're watching people who can barely hold the cue straight get up and break and make 2 balls. And they can't make a ball after that, but they somehow can make 2 balls on the break and just every time consistently. So the key is to watch your opponents, watch what other people do when they make a break shot, so that when you do the exact same thing and it doesn't work, you can get that much more frustrated. Wait, that doesn't sound right. On a side note, my name is obviously Adam. Last name starts with a G. I have worn a jersey with my last name on it. At one point, I was in the top 50 in Wisconsin. You could have looked up my Fargo there. You can look up players, Adam G with Fargo of 635 today. And I think I've given my name out in videos. But I'm thinking of changing my channel name to Pool is Dumb. And I mean that wholeheartedly because it is one of my biggest hobbies, and I do enjoy it very much, but it is very, very, very frustrating. We're hitting this little ball, a 2.5 and a quarter inch ball, but we're trying to hit like a 1 millimeter point on it. And if you miss the 1 millimeter point by 1 millimeter, by the time the ball goes 6 feet, you could miss by a foot. Nice thoughts to let you sleep easy at night. That was rough. Matt had a weird first shot and leave, and just tagged the 13 a little bit with the 2 ball and missed the side. It's a recurring theme on this channel with Matt that he does not like my side pockets. They only make him a better shot in the long run, whether he likes it or not. Right now, he doesn't like it. He didn't really leave me much. Like, I have the 15 cut here, and that's it. I don't think the 12 goes here. I don't think the 12 goes, well, if I could do that, it could go there, but I think the 15 ball is the only shot I have, and I have to do something to avoid scratching both here and here. So play this a little bit of top inside, overcut it, get perfect on the shot that never was, and hand the table back over to Matt. B game. That was more of a C game shot. Now, granted, it wasn't a great shot, but it was one that I needed to make, or I needed to figure out a way to play safe. If I could have left the ball here-ish, based on angles, I would have not left Matt a shot. He could obviously hit solids, but I don't think he would have had a shot there, but I just looked at going after a ball. Little pokey there, but decent results. He really wants to get like here, more straight on the 7. So let me draw the line from the pocket. If he can get on the pocket line of the 7 or on this side of it a little bit, he can then roll over and that frees up both these 2 balls. I would not, my first thought was going here and breaking the 4 out, but I don't think that's necessary. Like right now the 4 doesn't have a pocket, but once you clear the 7 out, it has a pocket to go into. The problem is that he didn't get there now, so now he has to take the 1 and then probably the 3, and then he has to figure out a way to get back for the 8 ball. So this is going to be straight draw. A little too pokey on that, and now I think he has a window to hit the 3, and that's about it. It's tight. And this looks, well, that obviously looks bigger than a cue ball, but this window looks bigger than a cue ball, but because of the angles of where the 11 and 10 are, they're at an angle here, not straight on. That there's less of a gap. I don't know what you do here. Can the 3-7 go? Like, I know it's not a great shot. It's not a high probability at all, but there's really nothing else to do here. You can't really control the cue ball enough to play safe. He's bridging over the 8 ball on the rail. I mean, that's uncomfortable. Let's see what he does here. I think that might be what he was going for, the 3-7 combo. And when I play the Ghost, I know that I won't have audio on when I'm playing, so I will point at pockets and things like that. When we're playing just the two of us, he can be down in a shot with his back to the camera saying, and say 2 ball on the side or something, and I'll know what it is. And when I narrate these videos, I don't have the audio on, so I don't necessarily know that. Just kind of explaining what happens behind the scenes here. Finally made a shot. My camera's doing some weird focus stuff. I apologize for that. Thinking about getting a new GoPro. For those of you doing pool videos or videos of this nature, which is more indoor. Now I have the perimeter light, which I'll show in a video at some point. So I do have decent light, but it still is indoor. It's still considered low light. There is a B shot or a C shot, a B game or a C game miss. I was pointing that I was worried about scratching in the side there, trying to shape on the 13. But those of you who do videos or any video work, what kind of camera do you use? I'm looking for one that I can just hang from the ceiling. I have a GoPro 9 right now, which is 4 models. I think the 13 is the latest. 4 models out of date. What do you recommend? I want a 4K picture. I want crisp and clear. This isn't as crisp as I'd like it to be. I have adjusted the settings a lot on it. This is about as good as I'm going to get on it. Good shot from Matt. I don't think that was... I think I would have liked to stay over here somewhere for the 6. I think he's going to be... I think he can make the 6, but I'm not positive. Sorry, my phone's going off here. I should just turn my phone off when I do video work, but that's not. But anyway, yeah, let me know what camera you would recommend as something I can... I have a ceiling-mounted tripod, and I have one of those ball tripod things. It's a Cubo, Q-U-B-O, something I got on Amazon for $20 or whatever, that I can get the camera in any angle possible. But yeah, let me leave your recommendations for a camera down below that would get a good quality 4K picture that I can get data off of it easily. So I need an easily accessible SD card that I can just reach up to the ceiling and get, as opposed to connecting a cable to it, because my computer is 100, but 40 feet away from where the GoPro is right now. Matt got himself in trouble here, I think, from what this is over a month ago. I think he can actually cut the 3 in here, all the way up here. As I was babbling about cameras, I missed some position stuff. I missed the chance to draw pictures on the screen with the Telestrator. I apologize for that. I'm trying to be more conversational here instead of, well, he needs to hit this ball to hit that ball to hit this ball to hit that ball. That was an excellent shot. And he has a way to get, he has 2 ways to get on the 8. I clap, actually. We'll clap for Matt. Insert clap sound effect here, which I actually won't do. I'll just make it look like I did. He could draw straight back, and he's going to go like here, or he can pound it off of the rail with left spin. He has to miss the 13 and come out this way. I think if he can get the draw to take, I like that. Way too far of a bridge, Matt. Your bridge hand should be like here, almost halfway in between where you are. He did try to bridge it, to draw it up the rail. I think the bridge was a big factor in that. Like if you want to do a power draw shot, a longer bridge, and holding back on your cue is probably better. If you want to do a touch finesse, now granted, it's still a touch finesse almost max draw shot. That was hard to say. But I think if you do that, you need a much closer bridge. We may be talking about that. Matt's like, yeah, you're right, Adam, because you're always right. I'm never right. Actually, I thought I was wrong once. I just butchered that joke. I won't cut it out and redo it, but I was wrong once, or I thought I was wrong. We'll just... What do you get when you cross a joke and a rhetorical question? And back to the show. So Matt has to kick this. I don't see any reason why he should not kick to make and just go right at it. He could kick 2 rails under, but there's really... The reason you do the kick 2 rails under is usually in a rotation game, and that's the way to get more separation between the cue ball and the object ball. Yeah, somehow he only hit the 9 ball out of all that. So if, let's say this is the 1 ball and the 2 ball is down here, and you're kicking at this, you want to kick 1 rail, 2 rails into the ball, and that way if you hit the high side of the ball, let's assume these 2 aren't here, the cue ball gets sent down this way, object ball gets sent here, maybe you get safe, maybe you make it. But if you're in a 1 ball situation like he was, where he needs to make the 8 ball, there's no reason why you should do that. Just kick right at it. It's far enough up from the rail that it doesn't help to try to kick 2 rails to make it. That said, it's not an easy kick. I can draw lines all day long and show you how easy it looks, even though my drawings lines aren't really lines. They're more curves. But it's not an easy shot. So here I'm on the run here. I need to get an angle on the 13. I would like to be about here, so I can play the 13, come out here. Now, I probably should do what Anthony at On the Snap does and do like a position lane or something. But right now I just draw circles and make it seem like that's what I'm going to do. I did not do that, and this is a result of a B game for sure. Make sure you edit that part out where I coughed into the microphone, because I don't want people to listen to that. They can hear me babbling now about muting it, but I don't want people to have to listen to that. This is really rough. If I was on a Romines High Pockets table, which is a Brunswick Gold Crown 3 with 5-inch pockets, I could cheat the pocket and go underneath this almost. Here I have to try something. That was the most something I could get out of that, and I'm on the 8. I think the 10 may be an okay shot because I'm not on the 8 as much. And I have natural position to the 11. The cue ball is going to just kind of come out here and out. It's not an easy shot by any means. It's weird judging these like off angle, kind of blind cuts where you're real close to the ball. The 11 is tough because it looks like an easier shot, but I think it's harder to get shape. It's also harder to bridge over for the 11. So if the 8 weren't there, I think the 11 would be the shot. If the 8 is there like this, I think 10's a shot. I think I overcut it. Nope. It went in. I'll take it. Now, this is part of a B game thing. Like, when I say B game, I don't mean like A game, you make every shot. B game, you miss every shot. That's more where the C, D, and lower, I don't know. Did you guys have F's in school? You don't have to admit if you got any, but my schools had U's. I never got any. U was unsatisfactory, and it was. I went to school in the 80s, and they were trying to be more politically correct and not use the word failure. But so A, B, C, D, F, I think is the most universal thing. But I did get out. I'm up 3 now, and I've won the first 3 games, and this is why I titled this How to Win with Your A. Now there is a B and C game break if I've ever seen one. I make every damn ball on the table and I scratch. It was a decent hit, but I don't remember if I got kicked in. Yeah, I put my hand up to the camera and say don't look at this break. No camera tricks involved though. We didn't change anything. Matt's shaking the ice off his fingers. What did I make here? 2 stripes, or 2 solids and a stripe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Matt, move. Yep, 2 solids and a stripe. If you want to take solids, you have to get the 2 out of the way first. Actually, if you want to take stripes, you should get the 13 out of the way first, although the 11 leads to the 13 nicely. So I could see an end pattern of like 9, 11, 13, 8. But Matt's going at... And the reason you would want to do that, like if I'm playing my C game and I know it, I'm going to leave the 2 wall there and take the other stripes and figure it out either later or when I miss, inevitably miss, I don't sell out the game for my opponent. Right now, Matt is committing to the run out because there is no safety unless you can get down here. But if you can get down here and you can get shape on a ball to get down here, you probably are going to have a shot. He's really committing to the run out here. He's going to start taking balls out of all the shooting lanes. And now when he takes the 9 ball, if he does, it opens the 2 ball lane up. So if he would leave me down here, I would still have a shot with the 9 ball out of there, assuming. That is one of the problems with both breaking dry and being the first person to shoot, or not breaking dry, but scratching off the break and being the first person to shoot off of a break like this. Little too far. He's okay. He would have liked to be more here so we can get a natural stop shot, because I think the 9 does go past this 11 and then it's stop, stop, stop 8 ball. And I've said this before, when I say stop shot, I mean like here, if I'm shooting the 15 in this corner, I'm hitting it with what I call, actually I would want to draw. But if I would hit a stop shot, the cue ball is still going to go over here, but I'm just hitting it like I would hit a stop shot. It's not really a stun. It's he was trying to hold it for the 9, and that's what happens when you try to hold it. Our motto is never hold anything. And I will use the term like, I want to hold for this ball by going back and forth on 2 rails. I probably am not using that term correctly. When I say hold, I mean like what he tried to do, where he tried to just nudge the ball over, hold it in an unnatural position. And granted, most of what we do in pool is make the cue ball do what it doesn't want to do naturally. I shouldn't say most. If you're playing a perfect pattern, you're playing... Oh, I actually have a good excuse for this. I nicked my hand on the pocket. My right hand on the cue, I hit that on the pocket, caused like a stutter stroke, and that will definitely do it. That will cause your tip to move to the side and miss. I'm also not playing well, so that could be a judgment of that. But ideal pool patterns are the cue ball only goes where it naturally wants to. You don't have to use, you're only using spin like running, what we call running spin, which is natural spin, to influence. You're not using like inside, or I don't know what the opposite of running spin is. Standing still spin? Sitting spin? I don't know, that's something else. Something we had as kids. You ever have a sit and spin as a kid? Did I just age myself? Does nobody understand what I'm talking about? Matt's stuck here because he doesn't really have a shot. I think he's trying to... Oh. He did try to cross corner that and actually left... I've done this before. I've tried to look over. I actually tried to grab the mouse and tilt the camera over. I've been spending too much time in the video editing software, I guess. I don't know if I have the 2 ball here. I don't think I have the 3. I definitely have the 6. I don't have the 1. If I have the 2 in the side, I'm okay. If I have the 2 up in the corner, I'm less okay, but I'm better than... I think I'm aiming at the 3, but I don't know if I can make it or if I'm trying to cross corner it here. I did have enough to make it because I undercut it. Which means I would have had to hit more of the left side of the ball. No, right side of the ball. Maybe I didn't have enough room to make it. Maybe I tried to spin around and I didn't. I don't know. Thinking's hard. Pool's dumb. Should I change my channel name to Pool is Dumb? I just ordered a jersey from Jam Up with Adam G. Pool on the back, so I don't know if I should do that or not. Let me know your thoughts. Didn't leave Matt in a great spot, but he shot... Oh, boy. He shot that really well. He just got a weird bounce off the 15, off the back of the 15. I don't think he can do anything here. I don't think it cuts past the 8. He's looking at it. if I draw. I mean, if I go around the 8 like this, he could make it, but I don't know if that goes. Drawing straight lines is hard. I've heard that like artists for their test, they have to draw a perfect circle. And sure. Pac-Man with an underbite. Are all my references too old? They might be. Matt's stuck here. Now, Matt, I know Matt watches these. What I would like to see is you to spend this much time on the pattern rather than only spend this much time when you're in trouble. Wisdom and philosophy from Adam G. Poole, from Poole is Dumb. I don't know which one sounds better. I think he was just playing safe, trying to not leave me on the 2. He's trying to leave me in this line here. The closer he could have gotten to the 11, the better. I mean, I think if he was here, it would have been good because I wouldn't have had the 3 or the 2. As it is, he left me the 2. He also doesn't, and he's seen now, this is truly a B to C game, how I've been shooting. Missing shots, missing leaves. I shot that right into the rail, like way up here. And that will not go on this table. However, I did not leave him a shot. Now, I can't tell you right now if I played that 2-way. A lot of the times when I get in a situation where my opponent only has 1 or 2 balls, I will adjust my pattern from what would the optimal pattern be like if I was playing a ghost to a pattern where if I miss a certain shot, I'll leave it safe. I honestly cannot tell you if that's what I tried there. I missed it. I definitely meant to make it, so I'm not trying to make an excuse like, oh, I just tried to play safe and it looked like I made it. But there is a chance that I played that as a 2-way shot. Still, there's no excuse to miss that 2 ball. Unless you're playing your B and C game. I think Matt tried to combo the 15-11 right there. I mean, he didn't really have anything else. I would have probably tried to play safe. He might have tried to play safe as well and just hit it too hard, trying to leave the cue ball down here and hit the 15 too thin, because the 15 did go pretty far up above the 11. We'll give him the credit for that. Matt tried to play safe and just lost control of the hit. I am celebrating the fact that I made a ball. Everyone needs a little celebrations in life. Go have a cookie or something. Tell him Adam told you so. Some 8-year-old kid's going to get me in trouble. Adam said I could have a cookie. What the hell's Adam? Talking to some crazy guy on the internet. Nope, just watching his videos. Here I'm a little, I got a little flat on the 5, so I had to just kind of play what I had. I always knew I was going to have the 6, but I'm, of course, a little straight on the 6. Just checking the angle on the 1. By this point, I realize I'm not playing my game. A lot of the times it will go away, meaning my B and C game will go away, and hopefully my A game shows up. Sometimes something worse happens. A lot of the times I can play out of this, but there are times that I just know I have to adjust what I do and how I do it based on how I'm shooting. Like there's certain times I would take and jack up off the rail and hit a shot hard. And there's certain times I'd just roll it in there that was not close. Again, I didn't leave him great, but I don't, there's no way I was playing for a safe there because I got perfect on the 3 to just either stop it or draw it back just a little bit for the 8. So it was 100% miss, 0% safe. Matt has a cool shot that he can do if he strokes it well. You can't jab at this shot, so the 11 goes here, and you draw it to the rail and down. And as long as you don't get perfectly straight on the 15, you should be able to get out for the 8 easily. Even if you get perfectly straight on it, you can just draw straight back and play it in the side or something. But this needs a smooth stroke and not anything pokey or aggressive or like, okay. So he didn't try that. He was trying to hold it, which, what I talked about before, do not hold it, especially on a fast table like this. At Romines, that may have worked. He may have been about here, and he would have a much better shot. Here, he's kind of stuck here. he has to go for it. There's no other shot. Hang on, before he shoots. When I say there's no other shot, I don't really see a safety here other than doubling me up. I'm doing it again by putting the cue ball in this area, because some players may think the 1-3 combo looks straight in and it's easy, but as you can see by my S line here, that is not a combo I would want to take or want to even try. But the problem in trying to get the cue ball here is he has to cross the 15, and when he does that, if he hits it at a speed to land here, the 15 is going to double kiss and kick the cue ball out. So I just want to pause and kind of point that out. I don't see another safety here because of the way the 1 and the 8 are. He actually had a really good angle. He overcut that a little bit. I think if he would have hit it, because it was going, I think it was going to go if it was going a little harder. If he would have gone here, so we're talking, a half a ball, I think that would have had enough pace to go in. He would have had a tough 8-ball shot. He wasn't shaping the 8-ball as much as he was just trying to make the 11 there. He did leave me long, and he left me in a kind of a weird spot to get back on the 3. I almost think I have to do this. Maybe not exactly that. That's exactly what I went for. And got too straight and too close. This is, if I remember this correctly, you may want to close your eyes for this shot. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm peeking. Oh, never mind. That was a different game I was thinking of. I thought the cue ball was going straight on the floor. It's easy when you're that close and you have to put a lot of draw on it to jab at it, or to tense up your wrist or twist your wrist or pound into the felt first and then jump that cue ball. I actually got a lot out of that shot. Now I just have to smooth this in all the way down table, and I got it. And that was more of a B+ out. Those, I mean, granted, it was 2 balls, or 3 balls actually, but I shot that. I think I shot that pretty well. And I did go to the head ball break because the side ball break wasn't working. Last one I scratched. This one I got a really good cue ball. I did get a little bit of kiss, but it stayed towards the middle. Ball went in the side, but I got this mess here. Matt, next time just put 2 fingers on the side of the ball, pinch them, and pick it straight up about that much. Pull the rack out and just put the ball down instead of like rolling it back and forth. It doesn't matter in our case because we're not playing in a pro tournament or anything, but just in case you ever run into that in a match. Now I'm looking at if this goes because my mind is not in a good place right now, and I want to take the 4, 13, 2, 12 and make the 12 and break everything wide open. Oh, I was seriously thinking about that. Okay. Common sense has prevailed. Maybe I was just looking at if I could make the 4 and break the 2 out. We'll pretend that was what was happening and I wasn't trying to play a 4-ball combo on an open table, which I've done before. In fact, I had a break and run about a month and a half ago. About a month and a half, it was right around the time this video was taken, probably a week or 2 before, where my opening shot was a 3-ball combo and my second shot was a 4-ball combo. It was an ugly second ball break where everything kind of went to the side. The first shot was a little bit of a cut. The second shot was dead straight in. Nobody could have missed that. But just for bragging rights of saying that I was able to make a 4 and a 3-ball combo, I'm taking it. I do like that I'm spending extra time here because the 4 and the 2 are a big problem, and if I can't get those out, I need to stop making balls now, and I need to play safe behind here somewhere. I probably should be looking at doing that anyway because of the fact that I know I'm not on my A game. How do you know when you're not on your A game? If you're sick, that's your first clue. you should take the hint, take the instinct that if I'm sick, I'm probably not playing my A game. Start thinking a little bit differently. Maybe a safer really isn't the word as far as like a safety shot, but safer is in patterns and risk. Don't take as many risks. Don't play harder shots to break things out. Play the easier stuff. Play the stuff that's going to work more often than not. Play the percentages is another way to put it. Here I'm still trying to get on the 4 in a way to hit the 2 outs. And I need to do it soon. Like if I don't do it here, I can't get back to it because I'm losing insurance balls as I go. The 7 was kind of going to be in the insurance on breaking the 4, breaking the 2, cue ball here, and I have the 7 as insurance. Now, if I do that, I have the 5, which is a much harder shot. What I'm looking at here is making the 4 and bumping the 2 down and having the cue come here and having a shot. It's tough. I may be getting warmed up to the point where I'm close to my A game at this point if that works. And that worked beautifully. And I'm giggling at it because, well, how long is this match? 54 minutes? A half an hour ago, I would never have been able to do that. Not only would I haven't been able to do that, what I did, I wouldn't be able to get on the shape to get that shot, nor would I have been in the right mindset to be able to play that shot. I wouldn't even have attempted it. I would have not chickened out, but I hate that. What do you guys feel about safety in general? Leave me a comment down below. And we run into them all the time. There are a lot of players, I hate to call them bar players, but there are maybe old school players, maybe the way they're brought up, maybe the way they've learned pool. Safeties are for, and I won't say the word that they use, kitty cats. We'll do that because it's not macho to play a safety. I have run into situations where there are offensive only leagues and you get a foul if you actually play a safety. What happens there is that people just pretend to miss and play a safe, and I don't think that's right. Like, safeties aren't anything new. They've been around since the invention of pool. But just because you're cool, your bar game doesn't think it's cool to play a safe. And I've had people, oh, you play that in the bar I grew up in, you get your butt kicked. And it's like, it's pool. It's a game. There are rules to a game. In the NFL, if a team is winning by a whole bunch and there's not a lot of time left and the other team doesn't have timeouts, they're going to run the ball and they're going to wait all the way down their clock before they run the next play. Is that dirty pool? No, it's just the way the game is played. Now, there are a lot of angle shooting and sharking and things like that are technically within some of the rules, but are not in the sport of the game. But what in the heck was that? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about strictly, I've never played baseball, but at that point I felt like hitting the 5. I tried to bank the 5 somewhere and I double kissed it so bad it went here. Needless to say, that was not the shot I was intending. But what are you gonna do? Playing the that was more of the 6 or the what was this ball over here? The 3, trying to get over, and I hit the 14 on the way out. I was trying to get, you know what? That's probably not what it was. I was trying to get here, and over. But because I take the 14, I had a bad angle. I probably should have just tried cutting it all the way down the rail, but I know I'll never make that without my A game. And I haven't been practicing those shots. I complain about those all the time on this channel. Even on my A game, I'm going to miss that a large percentage of the time. Obvious shot here is the 9, but Matt really needs to take the 12 to get it out of there to free up that pocket for these 2 balls. I don't think I would try to go into these 2 balls. I think I would aim to go into the 5 right here. Just as my, I don't really want to hit it. I don't really intend on hitting it, but that's my visual target. Yeah, breaking those up is okay, but look at where the 13 is now. It's close to the 8. It's a little bit harder to get on. Now he has to play the 9. If he would have brought that with a little bit of low left on the 12 and aimed, and I don't think that's where the 12 was, but aimed for the 5, then he can shoot one of the 2 balls that were here. He only needs to make one of them at that point without hitting the other one, because then it opens up the other one for this pocket. Just kind of like extra things to think about. There's so many things to think about. That's why pool's dumb. Not only do you have to worry about the 1 millimeter dot that you can't miss by more than nothing, because if you miss it by, like I said before, you miss it by a millimeter, by the time it gets down 6 feet down the table, it's off by a foot. You have to think about every single thing of what's happening. And when you hit other balls in a pattern, not only do you have to worry about where your cue ball is going, you have to worry about all the other balls you're hitting and where those are going. And a big problem that people have is having a pattern screwed up because they run into a ball. Very, very, very common. And I'm sure everyone who's playing is nodding along with me going, oh, that Adam, he was right once. I once thought I was wrong. Turns out I was wrong. That was the joke I was trying to do before. So Matt just needs to come over. He tried to hold it. Oh boy, Matt. I would have played that with more force and a little bit more center to inside, which would have been left at that point, and come one rail and out. Instead, he tried to hold it, just floated over, and that causes problems with your aim and causes problems with your stroke. Because you're trying to, you essentially decelerate your stroke, and that 1 millimeter dot tends to move. And we just saw that. He didn't miss it by much, but he was probably a millimeter off of his spot on the cue ball where he wanted to hit it. Here I didn't have a way to bring it back, so I just played one rail and out for the 8 in the side. I'm hoping to make this. And I drain it. Now, if I was really on my game, I would have played the cue ball and left it underneath the 13 here, but I'm not really worried about that as much. So, update the score. Matt is already taking the balls out for the next set because he wants this to be over with. But that is that. I am a 5-2 winner. I spotted him 2 games on the wire, so that's actually a whitewash. Again, this how to win with your B and C game. Now, I will be posting this video along with another one within a couple days of each other. I have not narrated that one yet, and I may not get to that for a couple days. That one is going to be a very similar title with a few keywords changed. If you can guess which keywords those are, you win another cookie. Tell Mom Adam said you could have 2 cookies now, and the 8-year-old kid's mom is going to kill me. But look forward to that, because that one was the set right after this one. I'm going to give a spoiler away. It was 9-ball. That was not the only thing changed in the title. There was one other word that's going to be changed in the title. B and C game is still in there. How to is still in there. You guys can figure out what that other word is. Look forward to that video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of more of the conversational format that I've been trying to do. Drew Von Port told me that I need to be more like I am in person. And it was hard to do it when I was sick and not feeling well and wanted to just go back and lay down in bed. But for the goodness of the internet, I decided to do some videos in there. But now that I'm feeling better, it's different for me just to talk to a camera, though. That's the problem. If this was like a 2-person Zoom type thing where we're narrating a video, Drew, Anthony, what do you guys think? Let me know if maybe we can do a collab on that. Watch either one of my videos or one of your videos and have each of us in a corner and just talking over each other and doing standard Zoom stuff. Dogs barking in the back. I don't have a dog, but I could find a sound effect or something. But anyway, trying to grow the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let me know what you think. And until next time, have an amazing day, and we'll see you later.